Alright, hey everybody. This is week 2. Let's start off with the key terms that I found pretty useful in the readings and in the frontline video that she sent to us. Disaster in terms of consensus and conflict. Two different terms, two different meanings. Consensus means a natural disaster, like an earthquake, a flood, something of that nature. A conflict disaster is more man-made, threat or terrorist-based. Stakeholders. Now this one. Any person or group that feels they hold some type of personal interest in a policy or a change in a policy. Honestly, that's really, if you think about it, it is. It's every single citizen in the United States. We hold some kind of stake in the United States. Another term I found kind of throughout, it may not be a key term for everybody, but I found it to be kind of interesting. Resiliency. How a community or area can bounce back from a disaster to seemingly normal mode after a disaster happens. I think that's kind of a good term because honestly, I don't think you see it all that often. I mean, a lot of natural disasters, when they take place, it's not like it just takes days or weeks or even months. Usually it takes forever to get back to normal mode. So resiliency isn't even something you see all that often, at least with major natural disasters. I think going through another term that probably should be key, but it may not be, is hazard insurance. You hear a lot about this on the video, of the frontline video, where all the people bought the flood insurance and then pretty much they got screwed. But hazard insurance is supposed to protect the property, like flood insurance, if your house is hit by a flood. That's really cut and dry. Moving right along, my muddiest point, I think, by far, is how there are so many different terms, as in definitions for disasters. Like, what constitutes a disaster? How, as a whole, can't there be a universal term that speaks to all disasters, regardless of whether it's a consensus disaster or a conflict-based disaster? With that being said, I mean, if anybody can elaborate on that for me, that'd be great. And my question that I would have for you as a group, as a society, we have massive amounts of technology. We have massive amounts of knowledge, from weather predictors to NASA. I mean, we know all kinds of stuff about weather patterns. And it's the 21st century, people, really. Why wouldn't it be an important beginning step at combating destruction and at least natural disasters to move the homes or businesses that are there away from these areas, or at least require that the buildings be more structurally suitable for the area that they're in? For instance, in Louisiana, why all the houses aren't on stilts? Why in floodplains would you not want your house built up higher off of the ground? Because I know they flood there very regularly, even when it's just raining. it floods there. But yeah, I guess that's about it. Questions, comments, anything you got for me, leave it on here.